Good morning, student. We are going to decide about film production phases. There are five phases of production common to most professionally produced motion pictures. These are development, pre-production, production, post-production, and distribution. Now we are going to decide about production phases. We will concern ourselves with three of these: pre-production, production, and post-production. What is pre-production? Pre-production phase in the general, the pre-production phase encompasses all aspects of preparation that are performed before the camera starts to roll. Some aspects of pre-production includes screenwriting, storyboarding, funding, assembling a crew, casting, costume designing, location spotting, set designing, properties or props, scheduling. Screenplay or script: the screenplay supplies the general plan for the production of a film. There are two types: the script and the shooting script. This is the general format of script where we have all the properties here. Now, pre-production phase. The shooting script is a much more detailed version of the spec script that includes number scenes, specific camera angles, and other technical information. An example of a page from a shooting script can be seen on the next slide. Storyboarding. A storyboarding is a series of drawings intended to represent how the film will be shot, including how each frame will be composed and how subject and camera motion will occur. The storyboard articulates the mise en scenes of the film. Mise en scenes, all the elements that compose the shot. And this is the example of storyboarding where different shots and different camera angles by step had been explained. Assembling a crew member. In pre-production phase, a crew is a group of workers on a film set who are responsible for facilitating production as opposed to acting. Although large production may employ many crew members in many different departments, there are only a few basic positions which are detailed later in the production phase. Casting, choosing actor to play roles, costume designing, choosing or designing the clothing costume that the actors wears, location scouting, choosing the location where the film will be shot, set designing, constructing set where the film will be shot. Properties, props, choosing the tools and objects used in the film, scheduling, coordinating all aspects necessary to the production. The production phase. The production phase refers to the period of time when the film is actually being shot. Some aspects of production include direction, camera operating, lighting, sound recording, and acting. During production, these roles are usually delegated to the production department listed on the next two slides. Production department. Direction. Director oversees all aspects of the production. Assistant director drives the set. Second assistant director works with the actors. Camera. Cinematographer or DP. DP means director of photography. Camera operator operates the camera. Camera assistant loads camera, pulls focus. Clapper loader load films and slate scenes. Lighting. Cinematographer oversees lighting design. Jaffer and electricians controls the light. Key grip and grips control the shadow and do special rigging. Production departments also continued. Sound. Sound mixer records the sound. Boom operator position the microphone. Clapper display the clap slates of for the camera. Talent. Talent includes actors, performance, dancer, etc. Miscellaneous production coordinator scheduling, continuity script, makeup artist, apply makeups to the actor, production assistant, various jobs. All the departments and positions described on the last two slides serve one goal: to capture the sound and image necessary to tell the story. Although going into very detail of production is far beyond the scope of this course, let's consider the nuts and bolts that go into filmmaking. Sound recording, dialogue. In order to record dialogue in double system film production, it is necessary to synchronize the movement of lips with the sound of voice. Simple as this may seem, achieving it requires precision instrumentation. Most modern films sound is recorded digitally, but earlier films made use of a crystal synchronized analog tape, referred to a Nagra manufacturer's name, which kept the speed of tape constant so that no drifting occurred between picture and soundtrack. Sound recording continued dialogue. There are a series of steps that are taken on a film set in order to ensure the proper coordination of picture and soundtrack. The director says, quiet on the set and roll sound. The sound mixer says sound speed when the tape is running at the correct speed for recording synchronized sound. The director calls out roll camera. The camera operator says speed when the film is running at sound speed 24 frames per second. The director calls out slate or marker. The clap slate indicating roll scene and take is placed before the camera and read out loud. Roll scene take. The slate is clapped and removed. Finally, the director calls action to the cue actors. This is a slate where role, scene, and take are written, director name, camera, date, and files. Sound recording, room tone. Room tone is recorded silence. Normally, once all of the dialogue is recorded, the sound mixer asks for about a minute of quiet to record the sound of silence in the particular setting. The reason for recording room tone is that all recordings have a low level of noise in the background, and during the editing process, it is sometimes necessary to fill in gaps so that there is no an abrupt change in tone of the background noise. Sound effects. For the most part, sound effects are obtained separately by a Foley artist who coordinates sound effect in the synchronization with the on-screen action through a process known as looping, where a portion of the film is repeatedly played to perfect the timing of sound effects. This is considered to be a part of post-production, which we'll cover next. Alternatively, for low-budget productions, library of pre-recorded sound effects can be used, or sound can be recorded during production by sound mixer and boom operator. Music, film music is either purchased if it is not in the publication public domain, or scored specifically for the production. Music that is scored is done in similar fashion to Foley sound, in the sense that film is playing during the recording session to enhance timing. Post-production phase. The post-production phase refers to the period of time after the film is shot but before it is released in the final form. Post-production includes processing and printing of film, transferring film to video, synchronizing picture and sound, paper edit, creating an PDL, creating a rough cut, creating a online edit, final audio mix, confirming the original negative, adding optical effects and transition or VFX, creating release prints, new schools, film out release and prints, processing, printing and transferring. The first few steps of post-production are routine, require for technical knowledge, then a creative decision making. Processing, development, the camera negative, printing, creating dailies on DVD or work a print for the director and crew to see. Transferring, film transfer to telescene to video for edit. This is a chart flow. Shooting films, develop film, convert video with telescene, record audio, then put into Final Cut Pro software, cinema tools, create camera tools database, and then prepare clips, capture video, capture audio, edit video and audio. So next part, post production phase, synchronizing and assembling. Synchronizing information from the slate and recorded on the audio tracks is stored at the beginning head of each take to allow the scene take to be easily identified. To synchronize picture with sound, the editor aligns the beginning of the sound for a given scene take with the beginning of the picture for that take, using the sight and sound of the slate as a reference point. Synchronizing and assembling continued. Assembling the footage is captured to the editing system from the videotape or transferred from the hard drives if it is a digital workflow. Once the footage is captured, the video editor assembles a rough cut for timing and makes sure all necessary footage is represented. Creative lessons. Between the rough cut and the online edit is where all the creative decisions are made. Rough cut plays the films in rough sequence from beginning to end according to the screenplay. Dialogue is in place, but sound effects and music are incomplete. Online edit, all of the final editing decision and final soundtracks mixtape are complete. The film is ready for final output. This is a software where audio is being added, video is being cut, edited. Now this is timeline and this is Final Cut Pro screen. Moving to next post-production phase, getting from rough cut to online edit. Editing is the arrangement of imagery and sound into sequence that tells the story of the film. An editor may arrange based on different aesthetic style depending upon the needs of the story. For example, invisible editing and montage editing. Creating a release print. Once the negative has been confirmed to an A or B roll, a married print is created and joined with the final audio mix, which is inscribed at the edge of the film optically. For the purpose of distribution, an interrogative is then created from married print for the sake of striking positive release prints that are shipped to theaters. Thank you. The end.